And so it's time for the Leviathans of our sport. The Senior X30 racers are getting ready for action for the first of 4 encounters on the track. It's the first heat for the Senior and Master X30 drivers. Toby Gale versus Ethan Cito on the front row of the grid. Toby Gale for the MRC Racing Team on his Birolart alongside Ethan Cito. It's great to see the Malaysian on the front row of the grid on his home circuit after so much hard work to put the CS55 chassis where it belongs, up at the sharp end. Yukapo lining up on the Explorer in 3rd position. Great chance for him to take that chassis' first win in international competition in the final tomorrow. Alongside him on the grid, though, Kai Burke, and he has unfinished business after round 1. There's plenty of chances for him to surge forward. Zadiev Raikal has finally got the hang of Senior X30 driving. He's up in the top 5, he looks hungry, and he's going to be alongside the Lando Norris chassis of Corinne Kaur, P6 of the grid. So the drivers venture out onto the course. Watch out for the Masters race as well. Hadith O will be racing along with Tiru Kumaran and Darren Formosa, with pressure from Wadasak Aimochan and Scott Wood. They're going to be fighting their way forward as well. But now it's time to bring on the noise of the Senior X30 drivers. This is going to be one heck of a motor race now, as the drivers are prepared for everything to be thrown at them. And here at LYL, in this intense 33 degrees Celsius heat, they are definitely going to have a lot thrown at them. This will be a very different mode of race for what we saw from Heat 1 in round 1 and Heat 1 in round 2. It's intense, it's hot, the wind is high, but so are the temperatures. Toby Gale, pole position alongside Ethan Cito on the front row of the grid. Then Yukapo alongside Kai Burke. Zadiev Raikal is alongside the Singaporean lady Corinne Kaur, right up in P6 for 7 Racing. 7th on the grid for Patera Adam returning to the paddock alongside Jiggy Javier. Then Shavesh Sentil and Ayan Marwa, with Wadapong Aimochan flying the flag for Thailand alongside Miguel Quinones in P12. Cooper Fish and Mohamed Ferros Fesrofosi. Austin Gale returning alongside TJ George. Then Paco Miguel Sarmiento and Megat Zulkarnain in 18th position. Then it's Bowen Tao, a new boy alongside Tian Runchen. Kay Sachin, another new face alongside Melvin Shane. Another new boy, Abian Sena Prabowo alongside Zachary Boyce returning from round 2. And then in 25th of the starting grid, it is the first of the Masters. Harith O alongside Tiru Kumaran. Darren Hollywood Formosa, P27 from Isa Mod Fawad. Wadasak Aimochan, Scott Wood in 30th. And at the back of the grid for Sri Lanka, it is Ryan Gunavardena after problems in qualifying. He'll be surging his way through, though, from the back. So the seniors come off the tram lines. They need to be very close in proximity together. Will we be racing this time by? We are, and off we go. Yukapo straight into 2nd place. Tucks up behind Toby Gale as they go through turn 1. Ethan Cito's lost a couple of positions, but he's going to slot in nicely there into 5th position behind one of the tight runners in the front end of the field. Everybody going through. Are we going to get a clean start? Just about. Everyone is mixing it in the tail end, but it looks like a tight one. Couple of drivers going off the road. That's one of the Alonso chassis going off the road there in the middle of the fray. So a very tricky start to the race, but there's 3 drivers right at the back struggling, and it looks as though we've got damage to Darren Formosa. Darren Formosa is limping back to the pits. Disaster for Hollywood in his first race in Infinity IAME Asia. Damage to the cart. There is the cart. Oh dear, that's a very messy chassis for Darren Formosa. Not the way that the Australian Charge wanted to begin his career in Asia. So out in first, Toby Gale, looking strong in front of Yukapo, who has now got himself in a 2nd position. 3rd place for the hard-charging Paralin of the 250 of Zadiev Raikal. Then it is Patera Adam ahead of Kai Burke, Wadapong Aimochan, Shavesh Sentil, Austin Gale, and Ethan Cito, who's dropped all the way to 9th in front of Corinne Kaur. So up the inside, Yukapo has made his first bid for the lead and got into the lead of the race in front of Toby Gale. Great run from the Explorer driver. He's been racing and testing on this chassis in various guises for over a decade, but this is the first time they've come to the Infinity IAME Series Asia in 2025. Gale is challenging right round the outside. Zadiev Raikal throws his weight into the mix, but gets squeezed as here comes Patera Adam round the far side. And Raikal manages to hold 3rd place. Oh, it started early. The war has already begun in Senior X30. They climb up the hill, over the top of the crest on the flyover. And Butera Adam is straight back into Senior X30, straight back into the top 5, and straight and narrow in the fight. Kai Berg is P5. What about Warapong Aimwachan? Warapong Aimwachan in P6 at the moment. Great job from the top 1 driver from Thailand. Right up there in the top 6, fighting after the top 5, as on the grass. Couple of drivers getting very close to the apron. Meanwhile, in the Masters race, we've got a very tight one as well. Harith O is leading in Master in front of Tiru Kumaran, Wedasak Aimwachan and Scott Wood. Sadly, it's game over for Darren Formosa, who has limped back to the pits. And it's Arian Senoprabowo who's down at the very tail of the field, having had a very tough start to his race. Here comes Toby Gale, but Yuka Po chops across him. You're not going to get that overtake move. Excellent race so far. But Yuka Po is very clear. Toby Gale slices up the inside under the bridge. And Toby Gale is going to take the lead. What a move from Toby Gale. Oh, magnificent overtake on the right-hander just before the bridge. And the Birolot driver for MRC is back in the lead again. Superb from Toby Gale. So now Yuka Po in second place. There's some good race action coming because Yuka Po wants more. Zadia Vrykal is coming. Butera Adam, Kai Berg and Warapong Aimwachan are in chase. Excellent racing so far in Senior X30. Up to the first corner and a big dive to the inside line as Zadia Vrykal has made the bid. Zadia Vrykal, that is, oh, Yuka Po goes wide. Butera Adam is off the road. Yuka Po and Butera Adam have connected and Butera Adam is off and out of this race. Now it's going to be side by side for the lead as Toby Gale gestures to Zadia Vrykal as he overtakes him. And up into third position goes Kai Berg. Fourth place is now Warapong Aimwachan. Well, amazing racing so far in Senior X30. And Yuka Po is dropping back. Yuka Po's got damage. The Explorer is parking it, I do believe. Yuka Po is out of this race as well. Oh, my word. Collision then between Butera Adam and Yuka Po. And both drivers are out of the race. There is Yuka Po. He can't get the kart started. He's out of it. So Gale leads, side by side for second, comes Vrykal. Look at Aimwachan! Aimwachan to the inside line! Warapong Aimwachan going for second place as he tries to assert himself to the inside line. Side by side for second. And now it's a move from the Birolot into second. Kai Berg, the Australian, gets in a P2. Now Warapong Aimwachan trying to get into third place alongside Zadia Vrykal. And don't forget, this is Warapong Aimwachan's last karting race before he makes his F4 Southeast Asia debut next week in Budidam. So that's going to be a very exciting run for Warapong Aimwachan. If he can get on the podium this weekend, that really well set him up for the kick up to F4. So Toby Gale leads the race, but Kai Berg is already on him. Zadia Vrykal is third. As up over the top of the crest. This is going to be a tough one for Warapong Aimwachan, but in P4, what a start for the top 1 driver. Meanwhile, in Master, it's still Harith O who leads for FR Racing Johor. Then Tiru Kumaran, then Wedasak Aimwachan. Magnificent stuff at the moment. But Toby Gale has the advantage over Kai Berg and Zadia Vrykal. So 3 very determined race drivers up front. But with the absence of Butera Adam and Yuka Po, this really has opened the floodgates. Look at Chaves Sentil. Chaves Sentil is in P5 and having a great race of it on the Tony card. This is terrific stuff from Chaves Sentil for FR Racing. As off the back straight, Zadia Vrykal fancies his chances here, going wheel to wheel with the man in second place, Kai Berg. Warapong Aimwachan going well. Welcome back to the sharp end for Ethan Sito. Sito is back into P6, just in front of the Singaporean Corinne Kaur. And Sito's going to make his bid on the inside. Can he finish that off on Chaves Sentil? He has to bail out of it. Wow, very tough stuff at the moment. But Ethan Sito, yellow flags waving. Looks like we got a spin. It's the 260. That's Sarmiento. So I'm afraid Miguel Sarmiento, Paco Miguel Sarmiento having an incident there and spinning off just before the bridge. 4 laps to go in the first of our Senior X30 and Masters heats. Look at Vrykal, he's all over Kai Berg. Looking for a bid maybe to go for second place. So Toby Gale leads, and he's got a very decent advantage at the moment. Kai Berg second from Vrykal. Then it's Warapong. Warapong Aimwachan in P4 at the moment in front of Chaves Sentil, Ethan Sito, Corinne Kaur, Cooper Fish, Austin Gale, and Miguel Quinones. Ayan Marwa is doing a fair job here in 11th in front of Firas Fezraflozi, then Tien Run Chen, Bowen Tao, Jiggy Javier, Thomas George, then the leader in Master, Harith Zairelo. So through they go again, up over the top of the bridge. And it looks as though Kai Berg has got a little bit of a running here on Zadia Vrajkal. But a furious start to racing in Senior X30. We couldn't really have asked for more drama. Toby Gale looks over his shoulder. He knows that Berg and Vrajkal are there. Wanapong Imwachan has got Ethan Sito coming after him. Here comes the CS55 of the Malaysian Ethan Sito. And he really is going after Imwachan. So now we get to see what Vrajkal can do. Tucked up behind the Australian Kai Berg. It's not going to be easy from here on. Plenty more to do. And even at the tail end of the field, there's drama as Paco Miguel Sarmiento is closing up on Issa Mod Fawad. Kai Berg still has the legs on Zadia Vrajkal for the moment. Ethan Sito going wheel to wheel. Down to the braking zone, trying to get after Wanapong Imwachan, but also defending as Karine Carr loses the ground there to Chavish Sentil as they try to hold on from Cooper Fish, Austin Gale and Miguel Quinones. A great battle just outside the top 10. Just inside the top 10 as well. So it's going to be a tough one for Wanapong Imwachan to hold on to 4th place. There's plenty of drivers charging after him. But out in front, Toby Gale looks confident. Kai Berg and Zadia Vrajkal are trying their best to catch him. With 2 laps to go, they've got 0.8 of a second to make up. They need to work together here to get some of this gap down. But it's not going to be easy. Down on the main straight, we've got some good battles going on as well. That's Kay Sachin drooling with Harith Zaratho. He's the leader in Master. So he's having a tough run out there, mixing it with the seniors. Currently 2nd position in that category. In the Masters is Wadasak Imwachan. He's managed to pull ahead of Tiru Kumaran. Then Scott Wood, and unfortunately we lost Darren Formosa on the first lap. So now the contenders are still having a tight race of it up front. But Kai Berg and Zadia Vrajkal are doing everything they can to close up on Toby Gale. They've only got about 0.6 of a second to make up. They might be able to work together down the main straight and get close to him by turn 4. And then we could have one final lap badinage between the 3. Let's see how it goes. Toby Gale looks good. Kai Berg is really pushing to try and get that gap down. It's down to 0.6 of a second. With human DRS, he may be able to get that lower down towards turn 3. I don't think he's made up enough time to really be problematic. As on the inside line, whoa, turn 1. A real wrestling match there. As on the inside line, that was determination from the Formula K of Bowen Tao to try and stay in front of TJ George, the Indian driver. But Toby Gale has got enough in his pocket here. I don't think Kai Berg is quite going to get close enough in the opening heat to challenge for the victory. Zadia Vrajkal may get an opportunity to move forward as Ethan Sito has got into 4th position ahead of Wanapong Imwachan. But it's been a very tough race up front between the top 3. Kai Berg hasn't given up. He's still trying to get something over the top of the crest. Maybe to hoodwink Toby Gale in the last couple of corners, but he just won't get close enough. He needs one more lap, really. But the checkered flag is going to come out for Toby Gale. Toby Gale gets the job done in front of Kai Berg and Zadia Vrajkal. 4th position for Ethan Sito in front of Wanapong Imwachan. And Chavish Sentil comes through for 6th place in front of Cooper Fish, Karine Carr, Austin Gale and Miguel Quinones. Well, excellent stuff for so many drivers there. In the Masters race, it is going to be Harith Zaratho who comes through in the victory for Master in front of Wadasak Imwachan and Tiru Kumaran in 3rd place in the Masters category. Amazing stuff then. What a fantastic battle all the way. But what a dramatic race that saw a collision midway through between Yukapu and Putra Adam. What a big disaster for those two, retiring from the race halfway through. But we got an amazing duel up front. Toby Gale, Kai Berg and Zadia Vrajkal. And I don't think that's even the beginning of the story between these 3. There's a lot more still to come from them. And what an amazing start to the weekend. Ethan Sito battling back into 4th position after a difficult opening lap. And Wanapong Imwachan, top 5 for the top 1 squad. They can be really happy with his progress. He wasn't even able to crack the top 10 last time out. Now he's top 5 material. Brilliant stuff. And great progress from the Thai team, Top One Motorsport. Now they are real contenders in the Infinity IAME Series Asia, just in time as well, because of course the next round of the championship puts them on home soil in Pattaya. So that's going to be really exciting.